Most people love the idea of becoming a millionaire in their 20s, but very few actually know how to do it. And so in this video, I want to share with you exactly what I did to make my first $1 million at the age of just 21 and the lessons that I learned along the way. And I think you'll find it a lot simpler than you may have thought. But first, if you're new here, my name's John, husband, father, and online entrepreneur and founder of AdClients.com. And over the last 10 years, I've built multiple online businesses that have generated over $30 million online without having to hustle 24/7, sacrifice my personal life, or stop doing the things that I love. And now I help other people to do the same. And so what I want to do in today's video is take you on the journey that led up to me earning this first $1 million online. And to do that, I've got to take you right back to the start. You know, I left school having no GCSEs. For those of you that are in the UK, you'll know what that means. For those that aren't, those are our exams that you take when you leave school. Well, I don't have any of those. I didn't show up for them, or I didn't participate in them properly and was disqualified from them. And so I guess I kind of tell people that I had to start a business because no one would employ me. Literally coming out of school, on paper, I had absolutely nothing. And it was because I just didn't enjoy school. I didn't enjoy the way that we were supposed to learn. I felt that I was creative. I felt that I had more to give. I didn't want to stay still. I wanted to be active. And so the idea of being sat at a desk for 6-7 hours of the day, you know, you can't speak, being told what to do, I just didn't like it. So I was constantly getting into trouble and getting kicked out of class. And so I didn't really get much out of school. But as soon as I left and I was out in the real world, I was able to use my hands, get busy, be creative. I started to flourish. And one of my first jobs was working as a chef. And I started studying catering and hospitality at college just so I had something to do. The intention was that maybe I would start a restaurant. But I soon realized how unrealistic it would be for a 17-year-old to go to the bank and ask for a £150,000 loan to open up a restaurant. So that idea very quickly died. But the idea that started to grow was me searching online for a way to build a business or earn some money on the internet. Because, you know, that was, you know, we were talking 2012 at this point, 2013, there was this, big opportunity emerging in the online space, internet marketing, all of this stuff. And so I spent countless late nights searching for stuff on Google that I'm sure you probably did as well. How to make money online, how to start a business. And I ended up buying and investing in a bunch of these programs that would teach you a system to be able to make some money online, and I would follow that system and I would do what I was told to do. And after a few months of trying that particular process, I wouldn't get the results, right? And I remember at first getting quite frustrated, and I would blame the program, and perhaps I was quite right to do that. But I started to learn quite quickly that I need to be inward looking, right? I need to be focusing on why didn't it work for me, or what lessons can I learn from that bad experience to not have that same one again. And there was this period of time where I was just feeling like I'm going in circles, where I'm buying a program or learning a system, I'm trying to implement it, it's not working, I'm getting sucked into these make money online, push button systems, and pretty much just tried a lot of stuff for a few years, and it just didn't work. And I remember this very real, tangible moment that almost felt like a bit of a crossroads, where I had to decide, is this worth the pursuit? Shall I keep going down this path of trying to start something for myself, albeit incredibly hard and difficult to figure out? Or do I go down the path of just finding a job, getting a paycheck, and trying to further a career that way? And because I think for me, it was becoming increasingly obvious that this idea of starting a business nice and easily with hardly any money, just quite simply wasn't as people would say it was. I was being told it was easy, and it wasn't. I was being told it would be fast, it wasn't. I was being told it would be cheap, and it wasn't. And like I say, there was this crossroads moment of realizing, you know what, if I want to pursue this entrepreneurial road, this path, it's probably gonna be expensive. Actually, it's gonna be costly with money and time, and I'm gonna have to work much harder than perhaps my peers around me. I'm going to be working, late nights, and I'm perhaps going to sacrifice some sleep. There's going to be a little hustle period here to make this happen. And as you could probably imagine, I did decide to stick that out. I looked down the path and I saw the end result that I'm shooting for, and it seemed worth it. And I remember making that decision in my kitchen one day where I just said, I'm going to continue this path. And through a lot more trial and error, I remember the first thing that actually started working for me, and It was this affiliate marketing model that you may or may not be familiar with. Affiliate marketing is where someone else has a product, somebody wants to buy that product, but they're not aware of it, and you come in as a middleman, right? You get an affiliate link that's trackable and coded to you, and if somebody buys a product through your affiliate link, you get a commission. And so you've just got to find ways of getting those links in front of people who are in the market to buy said product. And so I latched onto this model. I saw how fruitful and how profitable this could be, and I wanted to learn everything about it that I possibly could. And I hit something. I tapped into a traffic strategy where I could find a keyword that someone is searching for on Google or YouTube, and I can record a video that targets very specifically that one keyword. And it started to work quite well. This was back when YouTube SEO and Google SEO was much easier. You can't do this stuff now, not nearly as easily as I could do back then. But I could find a keyword that I want to target. I could record a quick video, and I can get that uploaded onto YouTube. And within sometimes 5 minutes, I could have a video ranking at the very top of YouTube and the very top of Google. And I can siphon all of that search traffic to my video that basically just said, hey, if you've landed on this video, chances are you're searching for XYZ. Well, there's a product that I think can help you, and there's a link in the description box. And lo and behold, people would watch my video, they would click on that link, and I started to make some sales and started to make some commissions. And in a relatively short period of time, we're talking probably 12 months of doing this stuff, I started to earn about $15,000 to $20,000 a month. I was doing quite well with this little strategy, and it was just me, no team, no office. I had just figured something out that was working, and it was quite exciting. And I don't know if you've ever experienced something similar, but when you're trying to decide what is it that I want, where am I going, what do I want to achieve, the long-term goal can actually seem a little bit hazy, a little bit blurry, and it takes you just taking a step, taking some action, and when you have success with that first baby step, the bigger picture starts to emerge. It starts to become clearer, because then, as I was seeing a lot of success with affiliate marketing, I started to be opened up to other opportunities. I started to see that there was this really big opportunity with selling your knowledge online. Well, 3 years prior, I had zero knowledge, right? I left school with zero qualifications. I didn't finish my college degree, and so I've got no expertise to my name. But now I did. I'd figured out this weird YouTube strategy, and I was learning how to siphon traffic on the internet, and I had learned how to make money with affiliate marketing, and I was something of an expert at this point, certified by the amount of money that I was making with it. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna explore this avenue now of teaching something that that someone else might need to learn and is willing to pay for. And so I decided to launch an online course, and it was called Tube Traffic Mastery. I still remember the name. It was the first program that I ever launched, where I decided to sit down, record my screen, and basically just show people step by step, click by click, the things that I'm doing to get traffic on YouTube and make affiliate sales. And I launched that course. I uploaded it onto an online course sharing platform. I put a paywall on it of $500. That's how much I charged for this course, because of an online video that I watched told me that that's the price point to charge. And I couldn't believe it. People actually started to buy this program. People wanted to learn what I was doing with YouTube and affiliate marketing. And here's the kicker, and this is where it gets really exciting. That online course in the next 12 months led to me making my first $1 million online, because that course single-handedly made $1 million on the internet. I sold over 2,000 copies of that $500 course. But the interesting thing is, I would have never known how to do that had I not first learned a skill. Many of you watching this right now may be at that point where you have a skill, you have some expertise, there's something that that you wonder, maybe someone else would like to learn this and would be willing to pay for it. You might be at that point that I was when I realized that. And now you can package up that knowledge, and people will pay you handsomely for that information. And what was really cool about this for me is that I started to really learn my passion there, right? I started to really put the pieces together of what I want, long term. And I enjoy teaching, I enjoy training, I enjoy coaching. And that was my first experience of that. And I loved it. not only was I making great money selling this course, but I loved the impact that it was having because I'm teaching someone something and they're going and implementing it and getting some great results. And I got some phenomenal success stories and testimonials and thank you letters and emails from people that had gone through that program and it had changed their life quite literally, and that was incredibly rewarding. So let's talk about some of my key lessons and things that I learned, and also where I'm at now and where I've taken this. And so look, the first thing that you need to know, biggest lesson learned, like, it wasn't easy at all to get a business up and running and get it started. It does actually take some significant cost up front. And I'm not just talking financially to pay people for shortcuts and coaching and support and resources, but I'm talking about the cost of your lifestyle and your social life, right? Like I didn't go out with friends at that period of time. I would take the time that we would have gone out to the club or something else, and I put that time instead into me in front of my laptop trying to figure this out, right? That also led me to sometimes having some very late nights and early mornings. I was putting in that extra time, and I have the luxury of doing that while I was young, right? I do see that there's a tremendous benefit that I had. For some of you watching this that are later in life with family and kids and responsibilities, it's going to be harder. So you've got to find a way to make it work for you. But just understand that it isn't easy. It does take investment. It does take cost, and you've got to count that cost and decide if you actually want to do it. And here's important point number 2 is that when you count that cost, it might be that you're not cut out for it, and that's absolutely fine, right? I don't necessarily believe in this hustle culture that every single person should be hustling to get ahead and spend every waking moment trying to pursue a career or a business in this case, because some people are just not cut out for it, right? The values are different, the things that are important to them are different, and they've got different goals in life, and that's absolutely fine. In fact, we actually need in society a mix of the two. We need people starting and growing businesses, and we need people that are helping to support those businesses by working for them, and that's what's going to keep things ticking. And obviously, that I decided that the cost was worth it, and I put in the hard work. And where we are now is very exciting. We've got a whole bunch of different online programs that have serviced so many clients in tens and tens of different countries. We've earned over $30 million in our business now. I've got a team of over 20 people that work with me and for me, and we're on a mission, and it's exciting. We've got a big office premises where our team love to come to work, and we've got a great culture. But that all started from a little idea and us earning our first million online. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you are excited by the idea of maybe you launching your own program and you want to know more about how that would work, I've got another video over here for you that will break down everything I've learned about selling online courses in 31 minutes. And maybe you're further ahead, you've already got an established course or coaching business and you want our help to scale it. Check out this video, got some information there on how we can help, and I'll see you in a future video.